Hi, I'm Lauren Smith. I'm 23 years old and I'm Caucasian with a little mix of everything. I'm from Cherokee to German and Irish. I'm a promotional model, a cake decorator, and a mother of two.
How would you describe your personality?
I would say that I'm very bubbly and outgoing and a lot of fun.
How did you get into baking and decorating?
I got into baking and decorating actually from my grandmother. I grew up most of my childhood with her, and she was a homemaker her whole life. So she made 3 meals a day, plus desserts, all from scratch, and she just let all the grandkids get in the kitchen, hands-on with her. She was so loving and caring. And I learned through that to develop such a passion and love for, baking and cooking just in general.
How would your friends and toughest critics describe you?
My friends would say that I'm fun and full of life and very daring. And my toughest critics would have to say that I am hard-headed. When I have a good opinion or a good thought in my head, it's really hard to sway me otherwise.
What's your best and worst quality?
My best quality would have to be that I'm a really good listener. My worst quality would definitely have to be that I am hard on myself. And that goes with every aspect of life. Just growing up the way I did with, a ton of family around and a ton of different personalities to try to, find out who you are and stand out with all those 3 siblings and, trying to be the best you can be. And all the way up into adulthood, I want to be the best mom, the best wife I can be, the best friend. Also, modeling is a very competitive industry, and I always want to look my best and stay a certain size. That way I'm really great in that also. And that just goes into cake decorating. I'm always wanting to up everything that I've done previous. I want to get bigger and better constantly.
What types of people push your buttons?
Types of people that push my buttons would have to be those that are rude and inconsiderate, and also those that are sort of okay with just being mediocre and not bettering themselves. It really bothers me when people just want to stay as is and not want to continue to grow and get better.
Tell us about your background and upbringing past. How did that help or hurt the person you've become today?
It definitely has helped the person I've become today because I was raised by pretty much my whole family, literally. We grew up in a huge house with my grandparents, my parents, 3 siblings, and aunts and uncles. We were so close. There were so many different personalities going on at one time, from loud to obnoxious to sort of shy. So it helped me to, really see the person I am from the inside and bring that out and know who I am. And it helps me also to adapt to certain situations, whether good or bad in life, very easily, and also can get along with a lot of different personalities relatively easy because of just my upbringing. It was wonderful.
Tell me about the things you excel at most in life.
I strive to be the best person I can be, so I try to excel in everything. I mean, if you put your whole heart and soul into everything that you do, and you really give it all you got, you can't go wrong. I mean, you excel in everything you do because you are giving it all you got, and you're giving your best.
How do you react to criticism?
I react very well to criticism. I grew up, I'm very competitive, being in a lot of different sports throughout my childhood, and I'm really good with taking criticism with a grain of salt because I am in the modeling industry. It's very tough. People can tell you flat out that you're ugly or you're too big, or if you put on 2 pounds, oh you're not working in the show or that because of that. So I just take the good out of the criticism that I can and turn it into a positive for myself, and then the negative I leave it at the door because there's no sense in dwelling on it. Some people are very critical just to hurt others, and some are really giving constructive criticism to try to make you a better person. So that's how I deal with criticism.
What types of people do you like? What types of people rub you the wrong way?
Types of people that I like, I just like people in general. I'm fascinated by what makes people who they are today and their personalities and where they came from. I can pretty much strike up a conversation with anyone. Type of people that rub me the wrong way would have to be those that feel the need to put others down to make themselves feel better. That is something I hate.
If you've watched any episodes of The Next Great Baker, which cast members do you most relate to and why?
I definitely most relate to Megan because we are not only similar in age and personality, very fun and outgoing, and very daring and not afraid to try new things and take risks. But when she started the Next Great Baker last season, she was relatively new. She had just came out of school not long, culinary school. Although I do not have any culinary school experience, I am self-taught, but I have that same kind of passion and fire in me that she does.
Do you feel your skills are better than the previous contestants?
I do not think my skills are better than the previous contestants, better or worse, really. I just know that when watching them, I see the love that they have for what they do, and they have a fire for what they do, and I feel the same way. So we are very similar in that aspect.
Tell us about your food industry experience.
I do not have any food industry experience previously. I'm fully self-taught. I've only been decorating for about 10 months now, but I've come so far in that little bit of time because every time, like I said, I always want to top myself and be better. So I strive to just be the best cake decorator I can possibly be.
Cake decorating, baking, or pastry experience. How long have you been baking and decorating?
I do have all three experience. I have been baking for, as long as I can remember. 6 years old in the kitchen with my grandma. I can remember as far back as that, baking cookies and cakes and different types of fun desserts. My decorating experience, actually, I've only been cake decorating for about 10 months now. But like I said, I've come so far just in that 10 months. I love it.
Is there a specific genre of food, desserts you like to bake or cook? Be very specific. What type of baking do you hate?
I really love to make birthday cakes because it is so versatile. You can get so creative. There's no limit to what you can do with birthday cakes. It's so much fun. It's a celebration of life. It's just all that I stand for. There's not really a type of baking that I hate. I'm not so great or don't really care much for baking breads and stuff like that, but there's nothing that I can say that I really hate to bake. I love baking.
In the kitchen, how elaborate creative are your designs when baking?
I'm very creative in the kitchen. I like to be kind of daring and take risks. And even though I try new things that I don't know will necessarily work out, I try them anyway because that's part of the learning experience. For one example, my aunt actually broke her ankle during a roller derby match. So to lift her spirits because she wasn't home on crutches for a few weeks, I decided to make her a 3D cast broken ankle cake. And I made the emblem from the roller derby and put it on the cast and actually done the cast in 3D fondant. I did the foot sticking up out of the top with the little toes, and they look so real. I even painted the toenails to match her toenail polish, fuchsia pink. It was really cute.
Tell us any interesting details about yourself or anything that makes you stand out.
I think I stand out, and I am interesting in the aspect that, yes, I am very sweet, and I seem to come off sort of, awkward and shy sometimes. But I am actually very competitive. I grew up with 3 siblings, like I said. I've been in sports my whole life, from gymnastics to swimming to cheerleading and dancing. So I'm very competitive, and I really fight for what I want. I'm not afraid to take it to the next level and to get where I need to get.